Mozambique is hosting close to 29,000 refugees and asylum seekers. Out of that, approximately 9,000 call Maratani settlement their home. It is a place that is quite dynamic in everything that is going on.
Community interrupted. The cinematography on this was absolutely beautiful, especially the aerial shots were just really, really amazing. The interviews, getting to know the people and getting to know what they went through, all of that was just, it was heartbreaking. The trials and tribulations that they face, you definitely have empathy for everybody and what they've been going through, and you can relate to it. The introduction of UNHCR and the work that they're doing is so marvelous and so important, and the amount of hope that it's giving, I think, is great. Awesome film.
I liked Community Interrupted. I thought it was done well. I thought it shined an important light on a tough situation, tough issue. What I liked about it specifically, like my favorite thing about it is like I liked how it was like for me, like as much as it was important learning about the issue about these refugees and all of that, and like I think that was cool, and I think also the angle of being boots on the ground, camera on the ground, talking to these refugees in their stories, like made it real. But my thing for me, what I liked about it is the angle of like this is as much about learning about that issue as much as it is about nation building, about like the science, not science, but like the science or numbers and like logic and like inside baseball of how some of these like refugee nation building type organizations work as far as like I liked how it was like showing like these are the things that you have to do. Like you got to start with language services, basic services. This is the step-by-step plan. Like I think that angle in this documentary specifically was like I think that I like that. Like so it was like I was learning yes about the issue like refugees and like where they come from in their stories, but it was also about learning how how organizations like the UNHCR work and how not charity but like I guess charity works, like how the behind the scenes of it of like, okay, this is the first thing, this is the second thing, these are the things that you need to do. This is how it all like, and it'll if you do this, then it'll have this much effect. If you do this, then it this, and like all the numbers that go behind it. That was interesting to me. We don't always see that, and I liked it. Great job. I felt like I learned both about both equally, and I thought that was interesting, an interesting angle on a film like this. So great job.
This film had a lot to impact in such a short time, and it's to the point that it had so much shoved into it that there were parts that were repetitive. They had the same people saying that their houses had been destroyed or burnt down, and while that's tragic, it was just for 15 minutes, it was kind of shoved in with the same people over and over again. The fact that climate change is affecting them most is horrifying. It's really sad that that is continued to happen. Um, Sounds like they're struggling still, even though they're refugees, that they're still trying to find their place. The fact that some have said they've lost their family members along the way, even children. This is quite horrifying, and this documentary really does show what's going on in this region of the world. And it should be shown far and wide just to bring awareness to what's really going on.
This film is called Community Interrupted. Wow, what an eye-opening short. What set this film apart for me was the intimacy of the interviews, some of them so heartbreaking, such as refugees who have lost their children during social unrest, such as war. The camera work was excellent, often very close up for us to see the facial expressions clearly. The soulful soundtrack throughout worked well, and interesting interviews of experts from around the world offering suggestions on how to please both host people in a country and refugees. The film is a real call to action. Well done.